What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Today I'm actually going to be conducting a job interview on all of you. That's right, I need a human slave that will actually clean my room for me because I'm really lazy. I was supposed to be cleaning my room right now, and then I was like, I'll work instead because, when I'm procrastinating, it's easier for me to make up an excuse as to why I'm not doing something than to just do it. And, I was like, I could clean my room, but there's very important stories to be told, alright? I better go get some surf gameplay and knock out a story. So that's what I'm doing instead. If you guys procrastinate too, which I know is all of you, press that like button. So there better be like 5 billion likes on this video, because I know every single one of you procrastinates as much as I do, which is why you're sitting here watching this. In fact, I'm 90% sure you guys are sitting here avoiding doing homework or something by watching this video. I'm not dumb. I know how the game works. But regardless, today's story has something to do with procrastination. Back in college, I would do basically anything to avoid homework or work at all, which is why me in college didn't work out. It was kind of like one of those relationships where your ex-girlfriend ends up, killing hamsters or whatever. You just know at that point, it's not meant to be. That was me in college. College was killing hamsters and I was not there for it. But regardless, I did have a lot of fun times avoiding homework. Me and my friends would get up to general mischief and just pull pranks and just do things that we found entertaining in order to, get out of doing work. And if that makes me seem like a bad person, well then I am. If at this point you're watching this channel and thinking I'm an angel, you got another thing coming. But one of the times we were really trying to avoid homework, we decided that we were just gonna mess around with the people in our dorm. And the way our dorm building worked, there was 3 floors and there was an elevator that would go between floors. Obviously, I can't believe I just explained to you guys why there was an elevator in this building, but you guys understand, all right? The elevator was used to go up and down floors, and everybody used the elevator. The stairs were not very common, so there was always people coming in and out of these elevators. They were always packed. So we decided that we should prank people in the elevator because there really was nothing they could do to avoid it, and then once they were on the elevator, they couldn't get out. They were trapped with you until the elevator stopped, so you could really get away with some pretty intense pranks. So we decided at this point that we just really wanted to do something funny. So as we're racking our brain trying to figure out what we do in the elevator, I realized that we all have suits, because I at the time was interning in a law office. They would go to church every Sunday. Not my style. So we would all have our suits, and I was like, it'd be so funny if we got one of those desks from the study room, like a school desk, put it in the elevator, all wore our suits, and then pretended that we were giving people job interviews when they got in the elevator. And they were like, yeah, I like that idea. So we decided to go get the desk, we put it in the elevator, and this is before people are really getting out of class. This was during one of the hours where there was a lot of kids in school. So we had a little bit to set it up. So we set it up, we get resumes, right? Like fake resumes, and we prepare a questionnaire for the job interviews. We make up a story that basically these people are applying for a job at a sanitation plant where they're going to be putting on scuba tanks and diving into human fecal matter in order to retrieve cell phones that people dropped in the toilet. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We were going to convince these people that they were applying for a job to dive into liquid crap to get people's phones back while we were all wearing suits. And of course, we were just like, we just want people to get confused. We didn't really want people to react. Maybe if someone actually applied for the job, I would have to make a sanitation company, but whatever. We just decided that that's what we're going to do. So we're waiting in the elevator, and the first group of people come in, and they step in, and they're just kind of looking at us weird. So the doors close, and we go, all right, we just want to thank you all for coming here today. We have a couple questions before we get into the job interview process. Are any of you guys allergic to milk? And nobody raises their hand, and they're just kind of looking at us weird, and we're like, we can't let you guys off the elevator until you answer these questions. And they're freaking out. They don't know what's going on. They're just seeing 3 dudes in a suit asking them questions about milk. And of course, one of them's like, who are you guys? And my friend, without missing a beat, goes, excuse me, ma'am, we are actually with the sanitation department of Utah. If you could please excuse us, let us explain who we are. Basically, the sanitation department is extremely desperate for scuba certified divers, and we just decided that the university would probably be one of the best places to recruit individuals for this job. And they're super confused, but it sounded so official that he said it with such confidence. You ever said something with so much confidence that people just believe it? They have no reason not to believe it. You ever done that before? You can say anything, any lie, no matter how ridiculous it is, but if you say it with enough confidence, everyone's gonna believe it. That's what my friend just did, all right? It wasn't like, we're with the sanitation department. No, he was, without missing a beat, we're here, you're gonna dive into shit, you don't have a choice, you're gonna apply for this job. I don't care if you don't want the job, I don't care if you can't swim, you're gonna apply for it because that's how important we are. And so they kind of start looking at us more seriously. We hand them a fake business card we made, we give them all these resumes. We're like, can you fill these out and bring them back? We're going to be in this room at this point, or we'll be in the elevator for the next few hours. So if you have any questions or you want to apply for the job, let me know. We make up a salary. I think we were like $64,000. We're just making it up at this point. And the group's like, oh, okay. And they step off the elevator really confused. So first one goes off without a hitch. They actually think somehow that we work for the sanitation department, as if, 3 18-year-olds are really up here, like coming down to recruit kids to dive into fecal matter or whatever. Maybe they should have thought that through a little bit. I don't know why they were in college. Who knows how they got in. But that's the situation on the first people in the elevator. So for the next hour, we're basically just doing this gig. People are starting to believe it. We say with such confidence. Our lives get more and more locked down, like we're really on sync. We're working off each other. So we get a ton of people to actually believe this. And no one's come back with a resume yet filled out. Nobody's come back with a filled out job application, whatever. That doesn't matter. Like, it would have been funny, but we start to get bored because it was just kind of a boring prank. Like, we're like, this isn't good. So my friend goes, all right, well, I have a briefcase. So what we should do, Ryan, at the time, I would just buy dumb stuff. So I had a bunch of fake money. He goes, we should fill a briefcase with fake money and act like we're in the middle of a drug deal that's going wrong. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's glorious. So what we do this time, we go and get it. 3 dudes in suits standing in the elevator. One of them has a briefcase full of fake money that looks pretty real, right? And of course, people start, coming into the elevator. They're kind of weirded out. The doors close and I'm like, all right, do you have the stuff? And my friend's like, yeah. And he hands me this backpack. I open it. I'm like, sick. I hand him the briefcase and he goes, nice try. And he pulls out this like cap gun and shoots it twice. And I drop to the floor and pretend that I just got capped in the middle of an elevator. And people are like yelling on this girl's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, please, please, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And we're just messing with people. Like it's just fun to mess with people, all right? And then as the elevator would stop, we'd all get up and be like, all right, guys, good test run. We'll get them on the next one. And the people would just be like, what is going on? So we only get like 2 or 3 attempts at this one before security inevitably pulls up to the elevator. And they're like, are you guys pretending that you're in the middle of a drug deal gone wrong in the elevator? And we're like, well, I mean, we never said it was drugs, but yeah, basically. And the security guard was actually a friend of ours. So he's like, listen, I don't want to get you guys in trouble, but if you don't knock it off, like I'm going to have to take you to the dean's office. Like, it's not an option. Like, if you don't stop this prank in the elevator, you're gonna get in trouble because you're scaring people and they're calling security and saying that there's drug dealers in the elevator that are shooting each other. And we're like, all right, we'll stop. But as we're getting yelled at by the security guard, as my friend is explaining to us why we can't pretend that there's a drug deal gone wrong in the middle of an elevator, which is pretty obvious, I don't think anyone in my group was like, oh, I don't know, man, I don't really see the problem with it. We kind of knew we were going to get in trouble, but it's one of those things where we were bored, we wanted entertainment, and we got entertainment. As the security guard is yelling at us, telling us that we can't do this, how it's highly inappropriate, we can't pretend to do drug deals in the elevator, we can't pretend to shoot each other in the elevator, I'm not kidding, this is what happens. So at my school was a ton of foreign students, kids from South Korea, mostly Eastern Asia or Western Asia. I don't know. They were from Asia, and they didn't speak English very well. But as we're getting yelled at by the security guard for faking a drug deal, a group of 3 of them walk up to us, hand us their resumes and job applications, and are like, thank you, sanitation department, for the job opportunity. And we are cracking up, and the security guard's like, what is going on? Like, I thought it was a drug deal. And so we explained to him that we also put on a fake job fair. And at this point, he's like, I don't even know what to do, because, like, what did you guys not do in this elevator? But my friend, as I'm trying to explain to him that, it's like a fake job fair, a fake opportunity, the foreign exchange students are still standing there, and he looks at him, he shakes each one of their hands, and he goes, I want to thank each and every one of you individually for taking this career opportunity seriously. It's actually a front. We work for the United States government, and we are looking for people who are committed enough to this country's infrastructure to really help develop it in the next 50 to 100 years, and we think you guys are perfect for this opportunity. And these kids are like I said, they don't speak very good English, so of course the one that does is kind of like, oh, work for government, big opportunity, and they're all getting excited, and the security guard guy's like, no, you can't tell people that you work for the FBI, like, you can't tell people that you work for the US government, that's not allowed, like, you can't do that. And we're like, well, why not? And he's like, well, because it's just not okay. And we're like, all right, well, why not? Why can't we tell people that we work for the government? Like, why not? There's no rule against that. I don't think the school rules are don't pretend to be a government worker on an elevator. I don't think that's a rule, and we're not breaking any rules, sir. And he goes, well, the drug dealer thing's a rule. We're like, yeah, okay, we broke that rule, but everything else we're pretty good for. And he bows his head in defeat and is like, yeah, I mean, I guess I really can't get you guys in trouble for pretending to work for the government. So just don't do the drug dealer thing. We're like, yeah, fine. We won't do the drug dealer thing. But now we have people that believe we work for the sanitation department. So we spend the next 2 hours interviewing these kids, talking to them, and tell them that they're going to work for the sanitation department during the summer. And, you know, by the time the summer came, none of us were in school anymore. None of us lived in the dorm. So if those kids are watching and somehow got a job at the sanitation department, you somehow turned a fake job into a real job. So kudos to you. And yeah, that's messing with people in the elevator. I know this was kind of a weird video, definitely more ranty than normal, but I figured it would be entertaining for you guys nonetheless. If you enjoyed, I would really appreciate you guys pressing the like button, letting me know in the comment section down below if you like these videos that are kind of more all over the place, less of a structure. And yeah, press the like button, comment down below, don't get anyone pregnant, and if you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.